Unit 4, Lesson 2, Volume of Prisms and Cylinders. So the learning goal for this lesson is to understand how to find the volume of a prism and a cylinder. So in case you don't know, a prism is a 3D solid with two polygon-shaped faces that are parallel to each other and identical. So for example, a toothpaste box would be an example of a rectangular prism because it has two polygon-shaped faces, these two rectangles that are opposite or parallel to each other, and they're identical in size. So the two polygon-shaped faces that are identical and opposite of each other are what you name the prism after. Because the two shapes that are opposite each other are rectangles, we say that the base of this is a rectangle, so therefore we would call this one a rectangular base prism. A triangular base prism would mean it has triangles for a base, or for the shapes that are opposite each other. And it would look like that. Okay, a cylinder is kind of like these prisms, except it has two circular faces as its base. It's like a toilet paper roll. That's what a cylinder is. To find the volume of any shape that is either a prism or a cylinder, you take the area of the base, so whatever the base shape is, calculate its area, and then multiply it by the height of the entire prism. So we're going to get right into some examples. So first we need to name the prism, and then we need to determine its volume. So this would be a rectangular base prism because we have a rectangle on the bottom and a rectangle on the top. So we have rectangles opposite each other and they are parallel to each other. So that's why we would call it a rectangular base prism. Alright, so let's determine its volume. So the volume of this prism is calculated using the formula area of the base shape times height of the entire prism. So the base shape here is a rectangle. So the area of a rectangle is length times width. And then the height of this entire prism is 8. Okay, so the length of that rectangle, that is the base shape, is 10. The width of the rectangle, that is the base shape, is 6 centimeters wide. And now we just do the multiplication. So the volume of this rectangular base prism is 480 centimeters cubed. So volume is always units cubed because it's three-dimensional. All right, let's identify the base shape here. So what set of shapes are parallel and opposite to each other? This guy and this guy. So those are the base shapes. They are hexagons, so therefore this is a hexagonal based prism. And again, to figure out the volume of this hexagonal based prism, we use this formula: volume equals area of the base shape, whatever that may be, times the height of the entire prism. Okay, so the base of this prism is a regular hexagon. And remember, our formula from the last lesson for the area of a regular hexagon is equal to the number of sides times the side length times the apothem divided by 2. So that's the formula for the area of the base. Okay, now the height of the entire prism is 30 centimeters. Alright, what is the number of sides of the base shape? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The side length is 5. The apothem is 7. Okay, let's do the math. Let's simplify a little bit more. Now we can multiply all these three numbers together, and we get a volume of 3,150 centimeters cubed. Alright, we have a bit of a word problem. So Petro-Canada stores its supply of gasoline in gigantic cylinders. One of these cylinders has a height of 20 meters and a radius of 10 meters. If gas costs $1.05 per liter, and Petro-Canada has 3 tanks in one location, what is the value of the gasoline that they are storing? And I give you a hint for conversions. So let's calculate the volume of one cylinder and then multiply it by 3 to get the total volume. Once we have the total volume, we'll find the price later. Let's calculate the volume of one cylinder. So the volume is area of the base shape times the height of the entire. So our base shape is a circle. So the area of a circle is pi r squared. And the height of the entire cylinder is 20 meters. So the radius is 10 meters. Ten squared is 100. So the volume of one cylinder, 6,283.19 meters cubed. So that means the volume of 3 cylinders, because remember there's 3 tanks, is going to be, the volume of 3 cylinders is going to be 3 times the volume of 1 cylinder, which is 6,283.19 meters cubed. So the volume of 3 cylinders is 18,849.57 meters cubed. So let's convert that into liters. So 1 meter cubed is 1,000 liters. So that means if we multiply 18,849.53 times 1,000, we'll get the number of liters. So the number of liters is 18,849,570 liters. Okay, the last thing we need to do is find the cost. So we know it's $1.05 per liter. So we just need to multiply our number of liters times the cost of 1 liter. The total cost of all the gasoline is $19,792,048.05. Alright, so whenever you're given a question in words, like a word problem, you always want to end your question with words. So you need to have a therefore statement.